We want you to be the #1 female star on the planet. Dakota.
Moment at our biggest press conference.
I think you said it. Dakota's a star, you know, and she's really an example of our system at work.
Tell you one thing, this hype train stops for nobody.
Donn Davis just dropped a foxing bombshell. He says Dakota Ditcheva isn't just a star, she's a monster, a killer, and if the UFC doesn't wake up, she's going to kill Dana White's entire divisions.
But there, Valentina needs to square up and close this. Dakota's done a considerable amount of damage in one round. That's going to be lingering for the next 2. We might not. She's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see from Dakota Ditcheva.
Dakota Ditcheva! Dangerous.
This isn't hype. This isn't clickbait. This is PFL versus UFC, and the violent Cinderella is coming for blood. The PFL CEO isn't mincing words. He calls Dakota Ditcheva the perfect combination star power model presence and a stone-cold killer inside the cage. And here's the twist. He's predicting she won't just dominate PFL, she'll expose the UFC's weak women's divisions in a head-to-head war. 15 wins, 0 losses. That's Dakota Ditcheva's MMA record. Add her professional kickboxing record on top, and you've got a striking assassin with more finishes than some entire UFC divisions combined. She's 26 years old, she's undefeated, and she's already got the whole MMA world shaking. Now imagine this. Dakota walks into the UFC tomorrow. Valentina Shevchenko? Dead Alexa Grasso? Exposed. Erin Blanchfield? Too slow. Fiorot? Outgunned. Donn Davis is right. Dakota Ditcheva is a nightmare matchup for every single one of Dana White's champions. This isn't just about Dakota. This is about PFL versus UFC. Because if Dakota kills the UFC's women's divisions, it's not just a win for her. It's a win for Donn Davis. The PFL becomes the new home of the most violent female fighter alive, while Dana's empire looks weak. Sanko already named her the violent Cinderella. Kayla Harrison called her a killer. And now Donn Davis is calling her the UFC's executioner. This isn't just hype. This is a full-blown narrative war. And Dana White is on the wrong side of it. Dana, wake the fuck up. Donn Davis has unleashed Dakota Ditcheva as the weapon that will kill your divisions. PFL versus UFC is coming. And when it does, the violent Cinderella is going to bury your queens and take your crown. And when that happens, don't say you weren't warned. Dakota Ditcheva isn't chasing fame. She isn't chasing respect. She's chasing blood. And Donn Davis just told the world she's coming to kill. So tell me, do you believe she's the future of MMA? Or will the UFC find a way to survive the violent Cinderella?
Not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Ditcheva. She is a scary striker, and she's an amazing athlete, right? But her mom was Muay Thai world champion. So she came up in this sport and has been doing it her whole entire life.
Juliana Killer Miller just said it out loud. Dakota Ditcheva is a scary problem for women's MMA. And the way she said it has the fight world buzzing. Some see it as respect. Others see it as a warning. But one thing's for sure, nobody is safe from dangerous Dakota. Miller didn't sugarcoat it. She straight up admitted that Ditcheva is not just another undefeated prospect. She's a nightmare matchup. Why? Because Dakota Ditcheva is the rare kind of fighter who makes seasoned pros crumble like amateurs. Look at this one body shot and Lisa Malden's career was over. She even admitted later, Dakota ended my career. Who says that about another fighter? That's not hype, that's trauma. Ditcheva's record is the real problem. 15 fights, 15 wins, 14 knockouts, and 10 of those in the first round. That's not dominance, that's career-ending violence, and Juliana Miller knows it. She's been in the game long enough to recognize a predator when she sees one. But here's the twist. Miller didn't call her a champion. She didn't call her the future. She called her a problem. And that's much scarier. Now, here's where it gets controversial. Some fans are saying Miller's comment was pure respect acknowledging Ditcheva's rise. But others, they think Miller was sending a warning shot. Almost like saying, yeah, she's dangerous, but she hasn't fought me yet. Remember, Miller isn't afraid to stir the pot. She's had beef with fighters before, and calling someone a scary problem could be her way of building a future grudge match. And what did Ditcheva do after hearing Miller's words? She didn't deny it. She didn't laugh it off. Instead, she doubled down on her aura of violence. Dakota Ditcheva knows she terrifies her opponents, and she's proud of it.
Dakota, a superstar. What is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing. They look up your Lord. Great to see it, Fiat. Strong woman, good girl. Looking all great to see it. Great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's the crack? What are we up next? Yeah, now I'm walking myself there. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Love the great to see you, Fiat. Good. All right, man. How you doing? Nice to meet you, man.
Even Conor McGregor himself called Dakota the next big thing, a superstar. When McGregor says you're the future, the UFC is listening. And if Dana White brings her over, Juliana Miller may have just spoken her own nightmare into existence. So what does this mean for women's MMA? Simple. The flyweight division is on notice. Fighters like Valentina Shevchenko, Alexa Grasso, Erin Blanchfield, they've never faced a striker like Ditcheva, and Juliana Miller is smart enough to admit it before it's too late. But here's the truth. Calling her a scary problem isn't just analysis, it's prophecy. And if Dakota keeps destroying careers, the question won't be if she becomes champion, it'll be how many legends she buries along the way. Juliana Miller said it best. Dakota Ditcheva is a scary problem. But is she the future queen of MMA? Or the woman who'll retire your favorite fighter? Only time will tell.
Your headline, I think that'd be amazing. I think when Dakota's healthy, I would love a chance to be able to fight Dakota.
One of the dream fights I want to see is White House, myself and Dakota. And that's a huge bucket list item to be able to do, like fight in front of the president in the White House. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? And I think that Dakota and I both have the skills and the excitement to bring it, to showcase everything that everybody wants to see and make that the fight people see.
She could start asserting some dominance on this round, in my opinion. Oh,
Bishops in bed. Stop. And Liz Carmouche pounds out a world tournament victory.
Liz Carmouche just dropped a fucking bombshell at PFL World Tournament 9. Fresh off her brutal TKO win, the 41-year-old veteran grabbed the mic and called out none other than Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated golden girl of the PFL. And she didn't stop there. Carmouche demanded the PFL open a brand new women's bantamweight division just so she can headline a super fight against Dakota at 135 pounds. This is massive. A 41-year-old legend calling out the undefeated PFL star who everyone thinks is the future of women's MMA. First, let's break down what happened inside that cage. Carmouche went to war with Gina Bishop, and while the early rounds weren't easy, Bishop nearly tapped her with multiple submissions. Liz dug deep and did what legends do. She cracked Bishop with a vicious counter left hook in round 3, dropped her like a stone, and finished with ground and pound. That finish not only gave Carmouche the 2025 PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament title, but also a fat $500,000 prize check. And here's the crazy part. Liz is now on a 3-fight win streak, 12-1 since leaving the UFC, and still adding belts to her resume at 41 years old. But it wasn't the knockout that shook the MMA world, it was the call-out. Liz said straight up she wants the PFL to open a bantamweight division at 135 pounds. And who does she want as her first fight? Dakota fucking Ditcheva. Think about this. Carmouche is a former UFC title challenger, the last ever Bellator flyweight champion, and now a PFL tournament winner. She's already fought the best of her generation, but instead of coasting, she's coming for the next big thing, Dakota. This is pure chaos, because Dakota is undefeated, 12-0, and being hyped as the PFL's version of Valentina Shevchenko. Here's where the controversy kicks in. On one hand, Carmouche is 41 years old, but she's on the best run of her career. On the other, Dakota is in her absolute prime, a killer striker with highlight reel knockouts that have fans comparing her to Amanda Nunes and Valentina. Is Liz chasing greatness? Or is she setting herself up to be fed to the younger lion?
The PFL has really gone behind your teammate, Dakota Ditcheva. First off, what do you think of her performances so far this year?
Bro, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
And remember, Kayla Harrison has already said Dakota would kill Valentina Shevchenko in 15 seconds. Now, Carmouche is basically volunteering to step into that fire. If this fight happens at 135, it could redefine the women's game, but it could also get ugly fast. Let's not forget, Liz Carmouche is already a trailblazer. First woman to ever fight in the UFC back in 2013, against Ronda Rousey, former Bellator champ with 3 title defenses. And now a PFL tournament winner with $500,000 in the bank. She's fought the legends, but calling out Dakota shows she's not just living in the past, she wants to take down the future. That's legacy talk, that's GOAT talk. But for Dakota, this is also a gift. Imagine headlining against Carmouche, beating her, and cementing herself as the star that carries the PFL women's divisions forward. Liz Carmouche dropped a bombshell at PFL World Tournament 9, and now the ball is in Dakota Ditcheva's court. Will the PFL make this super fight at 135 pounds? Will Dakota accept the challenge? Or will Carmouche's legendary run finally meet the brick wall of an undefeated monster? One thing's for sure, this is the fight nobody saw coming, but now everyone wants to see. Drop your thoughts below. Does Liz Carmouche have a real shot? Or will Dakota run straight through her like everyone else? Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned because this story is only getting crazier. Dakota Ditch-freaking-Eva just dropped the truth bomb nobody saw coming, crying in the cage after another dominant win. And no, it wasn't joy, it was frustration, it was pain, and it was a warning to the UFC. I'm stuck.
Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So
you could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top.
This is legacy versus legacy to be. Valentina is one of the most well-rounded fighters in MMA history. She reads opponents like code, downloads your game in real time, and exploits the first bug she finds. Dakota? She's got that unorthodox rhythmic striking that could actually throw Valentina off early. Long knees, feints, switch kicks from odd angles. But here's where Reggie gets real. Dakota still needs more 5-round reps. Her pace can dip late, and Valentina is the queen of championship round adjustments. Still, imagine a fully dialed in Dakota with sharpened counter wrestling and championship caliber cardio on point. If she dethrones Shevchenko, especially by spectacular knockout, it wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Dakota into instant superstardom and turn her into a household name overnight. We're talking late show appearances, global endorsements, the works. That's the rocket ship moment everyone's waiting on, and it would stamp her GOAT application in permanent ink.